Alright, so we have a fun fight here. So Rick Glenn versus Joaquim Silva. So Rick Glenn, it's his first fight at 155 in quite some time, I think. He's moving up for the first time in the UFC to 155. And he still has the 4-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach advantage. Had a quite good frame for the featherweight division, but now I guess he's getting up there in age, so he has to move up. Just body can't handle the weight cut anymore. But he is coming off a 33-month layoff. Same with Joaquim Silva, a long layoff. He's coming off a 22-month layoff, so both these guys haven't been in the octagon for a while, so you'd think there'd be a little bit of a feeling out process, but both these guys, they like to get to work quickly anyway. I think this is going to be a war, honestly. So Joaquim Silva, he's a brawler. Like, he likes to get in the pocket, just load up on everything, load up on his straight right, load up on his straight right, and then follow it up with a left hook. He really likes to just, fight in a phone box and just start swinging. And for Rick Glenn, he has good length, but he doesn't necessarily use it. He actually likes to fight in close. Likes to get in close pretty much and, make it kind of ugly. At distance, he'll throw a high kick, body kick, straight left, but really he likes to throw that straight left and then, get into the clinch or shoot for a takedown. He likes to make the fight, pretty messy, honestly. He likes to get in the clinch, throw knees to the body in the clinch, elbows up high, just kind of a messy fight. But he can be a little reckless when he is close in distance. He does have his hands low, his chin's in the air when he does close distance, so he just needs to watch out for that, because Bruno Silva, Joaquim Silva, he does crack, and he has a lot of power in that right hand. Also, Joaquim Silva, he has a nice teep to the body versus southpaws, which I think he'll use in this fight. Body kicks, high kicks against the southpaw in Rick Glenn, but I feel like a lot of this fight's going to be played out in the pocket. Even though both these guys generally like to fight it on the feet, I believe there will be a bit of scrambling in this one. Rick Glenn, he goes for takedowns a bit more often than Joaquim Silva, but, he doesn't have the best takedowns, and if he does get reversed or taken down himself, he is very active off bottom with his long legs, going for submissions, trying to lock you up, throw elbows from bottom. But Joaquim Silva, he's pretty hard to take down as well. He's got a really strong sprawl in the open, and also if he does get you down or, in a scramble, he will look to take the back of the opponent. Just constantly looking for that back take. Alright, so how these guys win their fights. So, for Rick Glenn, he's very durable. He's pretty much just basically like a zombie. Like, he just comes forward, just keeps coming forward, constant volume, constant forward pressure. That's how he wins. He's not the most skilled fighter, but he just, he's just gritty, And also, yeah, he'll just throw volume just wherever the fight is. Even if he's on bottom, he's just going to lock you up and throw elbows constantly. Like, he has good cardio, doesn't stop going. But so does Joaquim Silva, like, on the low key. He has good cardio and good pacing, which is quite unusual for a jacked Brazilian. Like when do you see that? You don't see it too often. So, not to stereotype, but they generally, if you had a look at Joaquim Silva, you would just say, like, you probably wouldn't have the best cardio, but, he has impressive cardio for his physique. And he has a bit of pop in his right hand. How these guys lose fights, so for both these guys, it's the striking tendencies that we talked about. For Joaquim Silva, it's the fact that his head doesn't move when he's in the pocket. Quite hittable, yeah, quite open for the KO punch at distance as well, as we saw in the, what's his name? I always forget his name. Nasrat Hakparas fight. But yeah, so just his head doesn't move, so it's, quite a still target. And also he's constantly looking for that KO punch, so he can fall behind a volume, in fights that do go the distance. So yeah, he loads up on everything, as we said before, so he's always looking for that KO punch, and there's a double-edged sword to that. If you don't get the knockout, you're probably falling behind on the volume. And for Rick Glenn, he said he's really hittable, quite hittable, yeah. Usually giving up the speed advantage as well. Might help him moving up a weight class, but generally, yeah, he's pretty slow. Path to victory for these two guys. So for Rick Glenn, just, volume, the usual Rick Glenn game plan, honestly. Lots of high kicks at distance, elbows in the clinch. Look for takedowns on the fence once you back him up. But yeah, just forward pressure, volume, get him down. And for Joaquim Silva, look to disengage from the clinch. Look to keep it on the feet. Look to get in the pocket and then just start swinging, start hitting him as he's coming in. How I see the fight going, so I think there's about 0% chance this isn't a war. Like, Silva's a brawler, likes to get in the pocket, and Glenn's a zombie. He'll just keep coming forward, so I think they're just going to go to absolute war here. I think Glenn's going to eat some right hand bombs for sure. And, the question is, whether he can take them at 155, like he's normally been at 145. Chin looked like it might have cracked in the last fight, but yeah, it's kind of hard to say because I think he missed weight in that fight, so it might have been the weight cut there. But yeah, his chin didn't look great in the last fight, so maybe that's why he's taking the long layoff. But it's been 3 years since we've seen this guy, so it's really hard to know how he's going to show up. And generally, when guys take this long of layoffs, this long, this length of time in between fights, they don't show up looking the best, So I'm expecting him to look a little bit regressed. Maybe the chin looks a little bit regressed as well, but Silva cracks and Glenn is hittable, so, and maybe his chin is getting cracked. He has taken a lot of damage in his career, so yeah, it's hard to know. But yeah, I think Silva's going to crack him. I think he's going to hit him. I think he's going to be able to keep it on the feet, tag him on the feet, really hurt Glenn. So yeah, I think, Rick Glenn, he isn't the most skilled fighter, but he's very gritty. Like, he could easily be 1-5 in the UFC if those two razor close decisions didn't go his way, but his grit earned him those decisions. Like, skill for skill, he was outmatched in those fights, but he just really kept it going, kept the gas on. It's just a very gritty dude, so it's hard to put money against that, like those type of guys, the type of guys that won't go away, keep the volume up, just constant forward pressure. But yeah, I got Silva in this one. All right, well, let's have a look at the betting lines. All right, so the prediction is Joaquim Silva by KO. I think he finds the chin of Rick Glenn. I think puts him out. I think for the first time in his career. But yeah, I think he finishes Rick Glenn. I think the line's basically correct. I believe Joaquim Silva should be favoured around 55 to 60% of the time, so I think he should be around $1.75. Looks like he's going in that direction, but I can see why people are betting Glenn. His volume's crazy and he just constantly keeps coming forward. But a few bets I was looking at was Joaquim Silva as a dog. Doesn't go the distance at plus 160 or $2.60. As I said before, I think there's going to be a war, and I think they're going to juice the price up for this. Because Rick Glenn, his last 7 fights, they have gone the distance, so probably, expecting them to go the distance again, but I'm expecting a war here, and I'm not too confident in Glenn's chin. I think it might have been cracked in his last fight, and he's going up a weight class, so yeah, I think and Silva, he's generally a finish or be finished type of guy, so I'm not expecting this one to go the distance.